Hello guys, CHM here, and welcome to KSP Episode 3. In this episode, we'll be making a moon station. So our first launch here is the Moon Orbiting Station core. So this will go around the moon, of course. Basically just all the docking ports, has the main command module on it, and it's going to be in an orbit of about 25 kilometers above the moon. So we're doing our gravity turn. I kind of did it a little bit too late, but oh well. So let's see, pull our fairing here. Boom, and there you go. Now you can see our space station core there. I believe it has 2 SAS modules, 2 of the large ones, to help it keep it from wobbling around. It's also the only module to have SAS on it, to also reduce wobble when the station's put together fully. So here we go, I set up a maneuver mode just to get us fully into orbit. Alright. Time to separate from there. Just deploying all my solar panels so I can get ready to create my maneuvers to make myself to the moon. So the first maneuver is just to change the inclination a little bit. So just a really quick burn. By the way, if you didn't notice, this is kind of really wobbly, so I forgot to put struts between the transfer stage and the core, so it's a bit wobbly. So we got our new mode set. Just gonna burn here. It's just like no real wobble when just accelerating with this thing, but when you try turning it, it wobbles around really bad. So we go to our encounter with the moon. Pretty standard stuff, just gotta put it in a nice circular orbit to try to get it close together as possible, as even as possible. Alright, here we go. Is time warp to the point. Okay, there we go. Our main objective is complete. Now we have orbit around the moon. It's going to decouple from the transfer stage and then just deorbit this. And now I'm going to circularize the orbit a bit more using the RCS fuel and thrusters I have on board the core. Just pick some adjustments. Oh, and if you didn't notice, I actually added a comm satellite around the moon in between last episode and this episode, and I also added one in orbit around Kerbal, just at a really high eccentric and inclined orbit. So yeah. So yeah, we got our station ready. Now we're about to launch our second rocket. So our second rocket is MOSCHM. Get it? It's my name CHM. Well, anyways, CHM stands for, well, not in my name, but in this launch, this module for MOSCHM, that stands for Moon Orbit Station Crew Habitat Module. Kind of a mouthful, so that's kind of why I just kind of called it MOSCHM, but that also causes some confusion. People thinking of naming the module after myself. So anyways, just look how long this thing is. It looks so long, and I think this rocket was a bit overkill for the payload. Inside of that fairing, you'll see shortly. Here we are, just gonna try to make this as wide of an arc as I can, so as little as fuel possible at the apoapse. There we go. Alright, now let's reveal what's underneath that fairing. So there we go, we got our, see, look, that's what I mean by a bit overpowered. You know, it's just a couple 2-meter like passenger modules. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Okay, so now we just setting up our circularization here. I say screw the maneuver mode. I can just head straight to the moon from here. So that's what I did. Alright, so we just, here we go. Just head for an impact trajectory. So I can just tweak it once I get there by burning radially out. Radially out? Is that the right term? I think so. So I need to slow myself down and also change my inclination a bit. So I'm just trying to figure this out. So I decided to just mess around with some maneuver modes at different locations to see what I can do. So the first maneuver mode I set up is just want to fix my inclination just a bit. Just quickly do that burn. As you can see, it actually created another encounter with the moon if I would just keep going. But I don't want that. So anyway, so here we go. Now we're gonna set ourselves off into a orbital burn. Alright. So setting correct maneuver so I can get an encounter or the rendezvous with the space station on the next rotation or orbit. Just kind of checking here and make sure I can make it there. Just change my inclination again. There's also tweaking involved, just small little burns and stuff when it comes to rendezvousing with the station around the moon. Here, trying to get as close as possible. Okay, and I was setting up a, just trying to figure out how long it would take to get there if I would just leave it on rotation here, but then I decided just to try to burn, do a burn at periapsis and see what that would get me. So I set up a maneuver mode there, and it brought me pretty close into, pretty close rendezvous with my space station core. So I decided to go with that. Swing around the planet once more, or not the planet, the moon. Sorry about that, guys. Go about to kill my lateral velocity so I don't fly away from the station. Just gotta set in a, I don't know what I'm doing right now actually. Wow. What am I doing right now? Okay, I guess I got things off order in my mind. Apparently I waited another orbit for some reason. Well, anyways, now we're going to kill off the lateral velocity. So there we go. I'm just going to approach the station. Oops. First time I bumped into it, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna probably just reload that. So it did change the space station's orbit. Look how close I was from hitting it there. Woo. And I forgot to put a probe core. Actually, I forgot to put somebody in that command module there. So there was no way to dock it unless I wanted to dock it with the fuel tank on there. But that would just slow me down, so I moved my Kerbal onto the crew module so I could dock. So there we go, we got a dock accomplished. So now I just realized, oh, I got this the wrong way, and just gotta rotate this a bit and redock it. That's what I did. Alright, so now, next launch 3, MOS RDM, which is Moon Orbiting Station Research and Development Module. So basically all this is a lander can with RCS, solar panel, and the science lab, and some batteries, but that's about it. It's not really necessary since I'm playing it on Sandbox, but you know, it's like, go for a bit of realism. You know, they're gonna have a science lab on a space station. Here we go. So there it is, the module in question that I was just talking about, the lander can and the science module. That's basically all it really is. Nothing too special. Setting up circularization burn. Alright, now I'm just gonna set up another remote, but I think I actually made a mistake doing this one, or is this a different one? I think I messed up this one. No, it's not this one. Never mind. I think that's the next one. Anyways, making our burn to the moon. Let's make a slight adjustments from the RCS. Okay, setting up burn. Set myself in orbit. And just slow myself down a little bit. Put it in orbit so I slow myself down a little bit so I can, you know, rendezvous with the space station in a quick amount of time. We go, pretty easy. Rendezvous right there. Just gonna adjust it to get as close as possible. I think I'm actually gonna fly like 6,000 or less meters above the ground. That's gonna be a nice view. So here we go, flying in super close to the moon. Okay, we're approaching our rendezvous point. Try to burn the velocity. There it is, in view. There's the moon orbiting station, as it is going to be known as. So the main idea of this moon station or moon space station or whatever, is set up a point where uh, landing craft that land on the moon can refuel at either before landing or after landing, and also um, for converting fuel, it, from ore mined on the moon. I'm gonna send up that part of the station up a little bit later in this episode. That's like the main purpose of this station is to convert ore into fuel and to refuel spacecraft. It'll also probably be the point where I'm gonna gather all the crafts together if I'm ever gonna make a moon base on there. Probably bring all of the ships and crafts and all the modules I need for the surface base, and dock them all on the space station and make it all easy and convenient to have them all in one place. So I'll land them all like right after each other. Anyways, this next launch is the I believe I call it the MOS FTM T1, which pretty much means Moon Orbiting Station Fuel Tank Module Tank 1. Yeah, mouthful, so that's why I called it FTM T1. Still is a handful, but not as much as the full name. Just trying to save as much fuel by doing that, using the main stage to help get me in orbit, but it can really, it just wasn't very easy to maneuver that thing around, and I like to move around a lot in the directions that you didn't want it to, but it was overall worth it. Don't want to waste all that fuel. So you can see the tank that I'm gonna dock to the space station isn't that big. The main idea for this is because I'm gonna store ore on the space station and convert ore on the space station, so that tank should be almost continuously being refilled. So you don't really need a big tank. So you are capturing orbit, and now we're gonna set up a inclination burn because this inclination is really kind of, messed up. So there we go, fix that. Now I just gotta find a way to meet up with the space station. This basically consists of messing with maneuver modes, warping around the planet a couple times, stuff like that. Doing little burns every now and then, just to bring yourself a little bit closer. So there we go. Setting up maneuver mode to get there. Okay, executing the burn. Right, now it's time to meet up with the space station. Or the MOS, or the Moon Orbiting Station. See some RCS to approach. Once you see docking and a handful of times in one video, it kind of gets old. There's not really much to say about it too. Just gotta sit here and wait for it to happen. 'Cause that's how it is. Anyways, here we go, we're starting to approach. isn't the best. This isn't really the best angle. I probably should have looked at it from the bottom, but still worked. Any second now, I'll be docked. Okay, here we go. And we're docked. There we go. Station is starting to take shape. And it's already looking good. You see me doing that, like looking down like that and looking up. Just make sure everything's like lined up. You know, to keep it as stable as possible when the RCS is on. Alright, so this next launch is the MOS. I didn't even forgot what it's called. It's the MOS. Yeah, FCM and the MOS Tug Mach 1. So this consists of, the fuel converter for the station and also a little RCS tug to move parts around the space station. You're going to get a nice view of the tug and the fuel converter in a second. Here we go. I really like the look of this fuel converter unit I created. It's nice and compact, but it also looks pretty cool. Especially with those radiators extended. Okay, setting up our orbital insertion burn. Okay, it's gonna once again fix my inclination. Sorry if you hear any background noise. There's people downstairs who are watching TV. So now we're setting up our maneuver mode. Trying to get things as close as possible. But I do mess up on this. I believe I come around the wrong way. Luckily I quick saved. What I mean by this, I came around the wrong way, is I came around the planet rotating clockwise. Instead of counterclockwise, which the space station is orbiting around. And I didn't realize this until I made it to the moon. But good thing I quick saved. So I shortly reloaded once I realized my mistake. So that's why you always quick save, because you want to prevent stuff from like that happening. And yes, by the time I noticed, I'm like, how much LV is this going to take? Do I have to reload or not? I'm like, nope, don't have enough LV for that. Waste. Reload. So now I fix it beforehand. I'm trying to get the camera to focus on the moon, but it just didn't want to. There we go. Just tweaking it a little bit, so I don't have too high of an inclination when I come in. And now it's time to come to the moon for real. This time. Shot past it that time. That's another reason why to quick save. So now it's time to set up their on view once again. Let me know if you guys want to see like every single step of these missions, or do you want me to cut out all the repetitive and tedious parts of the missions, like rendezvousing and launching and stuff like that, because that will definitely make the video shorter if you like shorter videos, and it will also, get better quality content, I guess, if still have, more things to talk about, I guess. So let me know if you rather prefer seeing every single thing that happened, or if you prefer a more cut down version of everything that happened. Not everything that happened, but the main things like make an orbit around Kerbin, make your own orbit around the moon, and docking, stuff like that, or landing. Anyways, here we come in for our rendezvous. The MOS, calculating our relative velocity. And if you're wondering where all those tanks are going that I keep undocking from, and then they seem to disappear, well, I always deorbit them, but I decided to cut that out of the video because it's not really necessary part of the video. But anyways, here I come in. There's a space station. It's going to be a nighttime docking, so you guys won't be able to see that much, and I didn't really get to see that much either. So I retracted the radiators there so I don't break them on something or hit the other solar panels on the MOS. So we go ahead and towards the approach. Here we go, heading straight down to dock. There we go. And now our space station around the moon has been completed for now. I might add some more stuff to it in the future, like more fuel and more ore holding tanks. But that should be it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.